$75K, but the judge granted $30. So,
but let's back up. Why do you owe 50 Cent $30,000?
Well, he was friends with my ex, who released the sex tape on my page, and 50 reposted it. And it was just very coincidental that he was the only celebrity that posted it, and he's friends with the guy.
And you
are they real friends or just associates?
I think they were just associates at the time, and because I think they came together, and my ex asked him to post the video or post the picture, whatever the hell he posted, and I think that 50 eventually thought that me and my ex were in cahoots when that's not true, because I don't think they're friends or associates anymore.
Well, a lot of people reposted that video and picture, though.
Not a lot of celebrities, no.
So why talk? I mean, celebrities are still regular people on social media, though.
No, but he was wrong. He was wrong.
What? Did he take it down?
I wouldn't have done it, but I don't, that's the social media thing.
Yeah, he took it down. Of course, he got reported. They're not going to let something stay up like that, that vulgar.
But you still speak to your ex, right?
I haven't spoken to him.
After the sex tape, y'all didn't speak to each other?
After the sex tape, we did speak to each other because I wanted to believe he didn't do it. He was saying that he got hacked. He was saying that his other girlfriends, whom I had just found out about the day before.
You found out he was cheating on you?
Well, I found out he was cheating on them.
With you?
Right.
Okay.
So, so he was making up all these different excuses, and I'm just like, so if Curtis is your friend, why would he repost a sex tape of your girlfriend if y'all supposed to be friends?
Right.
It just didn't make sense to me.
That's a lot to happen at once, too, to be traumatizing. Like, not only is there a sex tape out, but then you also find out that your boyfriend was cheating on you with
and
other
that's
women.
how it happened. We shot a scene where I ended up finding out about the girls. And so I told him, like, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm done. Like, drop my house key off, like, because we were kind of serious, I thought. And he texted me back like, oh my God, Teairra. Instantly text me back, oh my God, Teairra, somebody stole my phone with our sex tapes in them. And so I'm like,
you thought it was a plot immediately?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I know what you up to. So I got mad. I was pissed. I just was like in a rage. And then the next day, the shit was released, and so I just went over his house and just started busting out his windows and just like going crazy. I was like, I just blacked out.
Was that on camera?
That's vandalism.
I know.
Was that on camera or no?
But it wasn't his car to begin with. I didn't know that until after we broke up and everything was in the news. This guy reached out to me like, this is my car. He stole it. He has 2 of my G-Wagons. These are not his cars. So he was a fleeing felon at the time.
Hold on, I'm adding all this up. $30,000 for 50. Now some busted car windows for a random stranger's car. How much that cost?
No, because first of all, I don't have to pay that.
Piece? Yeah, $5,000.
No. I don't,
because he stole the cars.
I don't have to pay exactly, and the guy didn't charge me.
Hold on, so $5,000 a window.
Yeah, about 20, 30.
$5,000 for a window? I don't think that's accurate.
The G-Wagon about $3,500.
Okay, so you have $50K so far, Teairra. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go. What else would you like?
Oh, so so you bust out the windows. Was the camera taping when you bust out the windows?
No, the camera was not. But after I busted out the windows, I guess Akbar, because I guess he wanted fame or whatever.
Who's Akbar? Your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he called the camera. So I walked downstairs, and the cameras are all over. And so this was a real moment. I've never shot a scene in real time. Until that day.
That fast?
Yes, they canceled another scene. I mean, it's LA, they can get there, and they got there. And I walked downstairs. If you see the scene, I'm like, I look crazy, just crazy, like a crazy woman. And they shot it, and I was like, this is all you want. You know what I'm saying? It's camera time. Yeah. And now I think he has to be feeling some type of way that he's not involved in the situation anymore.
Right.
Because it's succeeded him.
So he's not on Love and Hip Hop anymore.
Not that I know of. I don't think so. No.
How come you didn't sue more than 50 Cent? Because it was a
I
bunch of
sued him
blocks.
too.
Yeah, you were in the middle of a lawsuit.
I sued 50. I sent a cease and desist to Pornhub and a bunch of the sites. But yeah.
It costs money to sue though,
well.
unless you got somebody to do it pro bono.
Well, it does cost money to sue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you spent about another $50,000 just suing people.
Well,
retainer fees and all that stuff.
Retainer fees, it wasn't $50,000.
Oh, did they do it for pro bono?
How much you think?
Did they do pro bono?
Well, she did. Lisa did, but I had other attorneys too.
How much did you pay?
Because I did a criminal investigation as well.
How much did you pay in lawyer fees?
I probably came up to only 15.
All right, 15,000.
What are you writing down over there, man?
Just seeing how much all this is costing, young Teairra. That's all. 15.
Now let's talk about this though, because you did have an open lawsuit against Akbar, but you still were talking to him at that time because you did still think that perhaps he was telling the truth,
right?
But
yeah, because every time he would reel me in, and I was just so vulnerable and just lost and confused at the time. He would reel me in I know who did it. I know who did it. I know who did it. I got the proof right here. So one time he I got the proof right here. And I'm like, well, I'm on my way to Vegas. And so he's like, well, meet me in this parking lot or whatever. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So he's like, I got the proof. And so my plan was to meet him in the parking lot and call Lisa to come and serve him because they couldn't find him to serve him. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get to the parking lot. Then I'm going to call them up and serve him. Mm-hmm. Soon as I got to the parking lot, he ambushes me. Him and this other guy ambushed me, a guy that I thought was a friend, ambushed me and had me on camera. And it was a test. And I felt miserably.
How'd you feel?
Because I reacted and I started going crazy like I was ready to fight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When I should have just been like, you know what? Okay. You got it, buddy.
What was the point of him taping you?
Because he was 50 Cent's little friend and trying to save him at the time. He was trying to save 50 and get the case dropped.
But 50 ended up winning the lawsuit though, right?
He didn't win the lawsuit. Since that situation happened, mm-hmm. Lisa dropped the case because she was like, I can't represent you no more because it just looks crazy.
Well, it looked like what you and Akbar was back together. That's what he was taping.
Yeah, it looked
like you guys were sneaking around, hanging out with each other.
Yeah, right. However, he made it seem. So
why drop the case? So why would she drop the case with 50 then?
She just said it looked crazy. She just dropped the whole thing. I just got an email and I had to come up to her office and I signed off. Okay, you dropped the case. You no longer represent me. But on top of that, I couldn't get anybody else to pick the case back up. So basically, the case was just going on. So the judge was like, okay, you lost. You got to pay him his legal fees. Yikes. That's why I have to pay 50.
Have you paid him anything at all or nothing at all?
I paid him 50 cents the other day.
How'd you pay him? You check?
Mm-hmm.
And you sent it to the office?
No, I Western Union did. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But that's why you was at the check cashing place?
Yeah, no, it was a joke.
So how long do you, in a case like this, how long do you have to pay somebody? Can you work out a payment plan?
Yeah,
how does that work?
Listen, my court date is later this month. Mm-hmm. I didn't go to the first one because my grandfather passed, so I was in Detroit. And my attorneys went, and they got me an extension. Okay. So we'll figure everything out when I go.
Do you think all of this was worth it? If you could go back, would you still have gone through this process, the suing and all of that type of stuff?
Yep, I would have, but I wouldn't have believed, oh boy.
Akbar.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have gone to meet him.
I wasn't going to say his name anymore. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wouldn't have gone to meet him. I wouldn't have tried to hear him out. I would have just changed my number then and then just proceeded with my case.
Have you ever tried to reach out to 50 just to say, let me get 50 on the phone?
No, for what? He's already, y'all know Kurt is a mess. Mm-hmm. So, no.
Does he frazzle you at all?
No, he doesn't. He makes me laugh. He tickles me.
He's very hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's very hilarious. He's actually been bringing out some of my, funny side.
Did you feel like you would get more support, though, based off of the whole situation, that people would be more sympathetic toward you? Because it is difficult when you have something so personal leak out that you didn't want obviously anybody to see. So did you feel like people were not supportive in general?
I think people were supportive. It was like half and half, to be honest. A lot of women were supportive and a lot of men were just like, y'all know that smut did that herself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even post, or I don't post regularly.
It seemed like that, though. Not the smut part, but it seemed like you did because it seemed like after it came out, we seen you and Akbar together. So it was like, if you're that mad that my boyfriend released this tape, there's nothing to talk about. Like, we're not together no more. And then the fact that y'all was still together just seemed like it was another Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, well, we weren't together. We just had met up in a couple of places because I wanted to hear him out.
He was saying he didn't release it.